I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Today is the first day of the first month, the first week of 2025. I was just reflecting just now. I'm 66. I'll be 66 April 27th. And I will have been married for 40 years. God has been good. I'm doing a study from this my very old Bible. This Bible has been 30 years in my hand. And there are some places I underlined years back when I was passing through real hardship, real difficulties. It was from this study on Joseph that I wrote one book, Hold On to Your Vision. And the lessons in this lecture shaped my spirit, helped me to become a better person. Bad things can happen around you, but don't let them happen inside you. We spend so much time praying against our enemies, we hardly spend time praying for ourselves. We spend so much time worrying about our enemies that we don't spend enough time working on ourselves. Don't worry about your enemies. Leave them. God will handle them. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. And I did the first video about Joseph that wept. Joseph wept 7 times that are documented. We don't know of other private ones, but we're going to dwell on the 7 times Joseph wept, and we'll put it into a playlist so that you can watch the sequence. Okay, I wanted to tell you, subscribe to this channel, share it, but YouTube even said that when you say share, subscribe, that most times it is people who don't have quality that you compel to subscribe, compel to share. That when you have quality people, only them subscribe, and that they are willing to watch longer videos than shorts. That's what YouTube taught us. So that's why I don't say subscribe, share. Now, this is cool. Genesis chapter 43, the second journey of the children of Jacob to Egypt. God has always used Africa to sustain the people of Israel, not in terms of parasitism, but in terms of succor. Remember, it was Simon of Cyrene from Libya that helped Jesus to carry the cross. Remember, Jesus was brought to Egypt. And now, remember, Jacob was hungry with his children. The famine became so severe. I don't know whether it's famine or famine. Anyone, you know what I'm talking about. Became so severe that the food that they ate got finished. And moreover, Simon was still in detention in Egypt. Let me tell you one thing. I found out that wicked people don't think. Wicked people are usually very reckless. They only pursue the immediate. They only think of their stomach, their mouth. They talk without reasoning. I was watching a governor in a church abusing his former boss, talking all kind of trash. And then I saw another video he did in 2022 when he said that if he says anything negative about his boss, that God will punish him. So he talks without reasoning. He acts without reasoning. So most people you see from their comments on social media, you will know their level of development and their stupidity. So wicked people, all these boys that go to seize shovels when people are building houses, they don't have common sense. This person building here is going to be your neighbor forever with his children's children. He will document everything you are doing. I've always watched criminals when they are arrested. They don't look reasonable. The one that killed somebody in my community, allegedly, or the ones to build a duplex or to do whatever. If that boy had remained in our community, he would have become wealthy. He will take care of children in our community, even marry in our community. If he marries in our community, the wealth will stay in our community. You that they picked from somewhere, going up and down with him, your life will have prospered. Now you are going to die in prison. So people who steal money from their countries to run overseas, I saw celebration of Christmas in different nations. In Dubai, the money that Nigeria has gotten from oil is the same amount of money that was used to build Europe after the Second World War, the Marshall Plan. The money Delta State has gotten from oil is the same money, that kind of money that was used to build Dubai, that we travel to watch fireworks and go on holidays. Stupid human beings think of only the immediate. They don't think of the future with their wickedness. And so, Joseph's brothers, and so most people who do well, check this out, are very calm people. They calculate. They think ahead of you. And so Joseph's brothers came. When they got to Egypt, Joseph told his servants to take them to his house. I suspect that when they entered the house of Joseph, they were dazed. Progress despite your enemies. Progress despite wicked people who thought you would not do well. When I came to town, some pastors went and held a meeting that they should not invite me to their churches. I finished preaching somewhere. They said they should not invite me to their churches. How market? They're still at the level where they were. I passed them. I walked on myself. Did not think of those walking against me. For them to see me now is difficult. For them to invite me is difficult. I have the whole world as my congregation, not them. That wicked uncle that did not help your mother when your father died, go and check him. That your brother you sent money to from overseas that ate the money, go and check him. That's how they are. Because you think more than them, better than them, you can't do evil. But because you think of good, you keep progressing beyond their expectations. And so they went to Joseph's house, and they were looking dusty and scruffy. Joseph's servant. They were answering, there's a place I underlined here. They were answering, yes, sir, to Joseph's servant. They were answering, sir, to Joseph's servant. They were answering, yes, sir, to Joseph's servant. I will encourage you to read this Genesis about Joseph. So, gave them water to wash their feet, gave food to their donkeys, and then Joseph said they should slaughter an animal to feed them. And they prepared heavy meal for them. They sat down, arranged themselves according to their ages, like nursery school children, before Joseph. When Joseph recognized his brother Benjamin, I don't know whether he was born before he was taken to Egypt or he was born after he was taken to Egypt. He recognized his brother. He remembered his dreams. He remembered how wicked these people were. But he made up his mind not to pay them with wickedness. And the brothers brought gifts to present to Joseph. And they bowed down to present them. Genesis chapter 43, verse 28. They replied, your servant, our father, is still alive and well. And they bowed down low to pay him honor. They called their father Joseph's servant. When Joseph said that the moon and the star bow down before him, the father asked, will we also bow down before you? But the brothers called Jacob Joseph's servant. They bow down before Joseph. They will bow. Not because you will send Holy Ghost fire to kill them. The word glory means doxa. It's the Greek word doxa. It means weight. When they say he's a heavyweight politician, heavyweight, the glory of God will come upon the righteous, come upon the man that decides to do good, come upon you so heavily that wicked people will bow before you. I've experienced it severally. Bow down before Joseph. And that's what will happen to wicked people in Africa, wicked people in our countries. They will bow before the glory of God. They will bow. And so they washed and they replied, your servant, our father, is still alive and well. And they bowed low to pay him honor. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? And he said, God be gracious to you, my son. Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He wept. He went into his private room and wept there. After he had washed his face, he came out, controlling himself, and said, serve the food. And they served him. He prepared the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Yeah, foul. Say, serve the food. They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians will not eat with Hebrews, for that is detestable to the Egyptians. You see, Egyptians don't eat with Hebrews. But Joseph was ruling them. There's a point, you must learn to compartmentalize your mind. Don't start struggling. Why would the Egyptians not eat with us? Why would white people discriminate against black people? Why would they discriminate against the Nigerian passport? Excel. Just excel. Just do well. Let the glory of God come upon you. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, no person discriminates against her. Adeshina, no person discriminates against him. The Adeshina, the girl, no person discriminated against her when they got to the international arena. Burna Boy, no person will discriminate against him. Davido, no person will discriminate against him. Osimhen, no person will discriminate against him. Excel! Excel! Do well. Just do well. Work on yourself. Don't care about those who work against you. Work on yourself. Be the best. And he ate. He served the younger brother's food 5 times more than the one of his wicked brothers. So they feasted and drank freely with him. You see, he was in charge. He was in charge. He was in charge. That's one thing I learned in life. Learn to be in charge. If people are misbehaving, learn to control your emotions. Learn to be in charge. One of the things you must do this year, number 1, be in charge. You see, people come into my channel, they come into my life, they want to behave as if they taught me in primary school. They sent me to secondary school. The secondary school I attended, government college, you really ask. A great percentage of people in Nigeria will not be able, at least where I come from here in Delta State, if you attended government college, you really, when we attended, you will know that I'm in a class, FGC Warri, University of Ibadan College of Medicine. Then somebody will just come and think that he wants to regulate my life, regulate my channel, control me. Bust you. You marry a wife. You were already doing well before you married her. She'll come. She wants to control you, control you, control you. Stop that rubbish, baby. Stop it. You marry a successful woman, successful professional, hardworking woman, intelligent, because you are the head, you are the head, you are the head. You want to control, 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 control. Doesn't work. You must harmonize with her, arrive at decisions with her. You are married to a justice of the judiciary system with a policeman guarding him, guarding her. So you are telling her I put it to you, put what to her? She succeeded without you. Even if you trained her, you didn't write the exams for her. Learn to. And that's why strong women, men find it difficult to marry them. That's why I give my wife space. Be yourself. As long as you don't kill yourself. I'll give you counsel. You don't take. Joseph was in charge. Can you for once, starting from this year, be in charge of your life? Under the supervision of God? People tossed to and fro by all kinds of opinions. No. I'm a divine project. Under God's hand. I might not resemble what I'm supposed to be, but He will finish me and furnish me and then publish me. Learn to be in control of your life. Joseph said, with me in charge, as a houseboy, with me in charge, as a houseboy. He told his brothers, go tell my father that God has made me God over Pharaoh. Learn to be the determinant of the weather where you are. Say, he that is born again is like the wind. Wind determines weather. Weather that is consistent becomes climate. When it can be predicted. No matter who has been there, tell yourself, when I get there, things will change. That was the nature of Joseph. He entered Potiphar's house, circumstances changed. He went to the farm, he was different from the people. He went to prison, it changed. He went from prison, he went to the palace, Egypt changed. Be in charge. Don't struggle for position. Struggle to become where God has placed you. And immediately you have this mindset of being in charge. When you see people wanting to manipulate you, outsmart them. When you see people thinking they are crooked, be straighter than them, outsmart them. I told my wife about somebody when he was complaining about the landlord, complained about where he stayed, complained about where he worked before, complained. I said, we are going to help him. We are going to bring him, employ him. We are going to give him accommodation. But mark me, he is going to complain about us to others. And the reports are coming. The reports are coming of his complaint and all that and all that. And I detailed some of the rubbish he did and sent to him. And I told him, I intentionally sent this to you Because church folks, you know how to complain about people. You don't say about your wrongs. And I sent him another one, that the reports of his complaints are coming to me. But I intentionally sent him this message to make him know that I've heard about his attempt to destroy the hand that fed him. Don't let them drag you down. Don't let them confuse you. Me, no, forget that thing. Forget that thing. Bust you. I know who I am. I know what God has told me I'm going to become. I know what He's going to do in my life. But you can't do nothing. I will overwhelm you. Joseph epitomized, elucidated that statement. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And the brothers ate. I wonder whether that food will digest. They will be wondering, what's happening? How come? When they complain that we saw money. We saw money in our sacks. We don't know if you forgot. The servant, the Egyptians, spoke prophetically. They say it is God that has decided to bless you with that money. If not, your money was with us. Can you imagine? Just confusing their small brains of wickedness. Those who defraud our nation, those who spoil the ministry, those who destroy communities have small brains. And good will triumph over evil. Where is Bashar al-Assad? Now a refugee in Russia. He will wake up daily. He might not see guards around him. The guards that he might see are the ones that are Russians. Just be an ordinary, and he will never have peace of mind. That's African leaders. Your wickedness of immediate consumption will catch up with you. For those of you who have chosen to remain the lights in your countries, please remain the light in your countries. Excel, blossom, and the world will celebrate you. This year, 2025, is my prayer for you. Excel despite your enemies. Progress despite your enemies. Work on yourself despite your enemies. Trust God. Be the best you can be. And the year will give you the best it can give. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. I'm always offended when people can't spell my name well, pronounce my name well. Apoki, very easy, A-P-O-K-I. They call me all kinds of names. I have a webinar coming up on the 10th and the 11th of January. Promises to be awesome. Hitting the ground running financially. 2021. Cooking the meal. I want that by that year, 10th and 11th, all the euphoria of overexcitement has left your brain. You are facing reality. 10th and 11th of January, people are registering from all over the world. That thing can annoy some people all over the world. Send the message to +234 80 21 21 92 62. The manager will send you the details and send a message to that same number. He will connect you with me for real estate. I'm selling properties to people from all over the world. I have learned to disappoint my enemies because I have a divine appointment with divinity. God bless you.